There we go. Now we're live.
There we go.
So, CrossFit Kids. Today I have Mikaele with me. She is going to be leading that effort. New program that we have starting up. So, if you are watching live and you have questions, drop those in the comments. Hopefully, you guys can hear us both.
Yeah, make sure you tell us if you can hear us.
How about introduce yourself? How'd you get involved with the CrossFit Kids program? Whatever.
All that fun stuff. Whatever. Good morning, Brett.
Good morning.
So, Brett, you used to seeing me this early in the morning. I literally wake up like this. Good. Thank you. I'm glad you can hear us, Jenny. I have this much energy like when I jump out of bed. So my poor husband. But I'm Mikaele. My name is Mikaele Majeroni, and I am heading the CrossFit Kids program that we are doing. How did I get started? So I am an intervention specialist for the state of Ohio. I have been an intervention specialist for 17 years between Pennsylvania and Ohio. So I'm a teacher. And you guys posted that you wanted to do something with kids. Hi, Holly. That you wanted to do something with kids. And I was in England at the time, and I saw it, and I was like, I'll help any way that I possibly can. My specialty is actually working with kids that have dyslexia, ADHD, and autism. And I know how important movement is for kids just in general, but especially with that group of kids in specifically. So I was like, I'm all over it. What can I do to help? Totally want to do it. CrossFit has changed me. I am not the same person that walked through those doors 5 years ago in any way. 5 years, right, Brett? You guys have been open for 5 years?
Yeah, it'll be 5 years Memorial Day weekend.
I am not that same person in any way, shape, or form. And I know how beneficial it could be for kids.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, we've seen it the past 3 months when we've been doing toddler time, just how much the kids like it and improved over the course of that. So that's cool.
Yeah.
How about for parents out there that have never heard of it, how would you describe CrossFit Kids in one sentence?
In one sentence, I think CrossFit Kids could be described in one sentence as a place where your kids can come in and build confidence, focus, and resilience, all by being social and making friends. That's how I would sum up CrossFit Kids.
I think that's a good one. I would say like it's a confidence builder because they're going to be doing hard stuff. It's going to be fun and engaging, so they're also going to think that they're playing at the same time, and they'll be using their motor skills that they don't get from playing a video game.
It's true. It's not just most parents, and actually most people think CrossFit is just CrossFit in general. It's just going in and lifting weights, and it's not, especially for the kids program. It is more about building their brains, their bodies, and then their belief systems, like realizing like, hey, I can do really, really hard things, and it's okay to fail. I think that is a huge lesson that kids need to learn. Like, it's okay to fail, and I'm going to try it again, and then I will eventually get it. And I think that's a huge lesson that kids need to learn. And they're going to learn these things all by running around, laughing, just moving their bodies, making friends, and they're going to end up loving it. It builds a huge resilience key that I don't think is just being built in kids lately.
No, and I think failure is the only way you get better. If you're not failing, you're not really trying.
No, like something that stuck out when Logan was looking at colleges, we went to MIT, and when you're in MIT, your freshman year, everything is pass fail. And that is because they want you to fail. They want you to try an experiment. They want you to try this computer program. They want you to fail at it So you'll try it again, and you'll try it again, and you'll try it again. And that's why I fell in love with MIT, because it's just that thinking. It's okay for kids to fail, and it's okay to build in that resistance. So that's why I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. How about I have something going on with my throat, so every time I talk, I'm gonna have to clear my throat. What age groups does CrossFit Kids typically serve, and then are the programs different for each age?
They are. So basically all the age groups. So we have like the preschool, we have the kids, we have the teens, and we have all of those already built in. But what is all the same is we always focus on the mechanics. So even when the little preschool kids are going to learn how to do a deadlift, it's not going to be with a weight. And it's not going to be, it'll be with like a little shorter PVC pipe. And it's the most adorable thing in the world. But they're going to learn how to do a deadlift. They're going to learn how to do a front squat. They are going to learn all of those things that your teens, when you come in, are going to learn, but they're going to use weight to do it. So it's all the age groups focus on mechanics, consistency, and then you focus on the intensity. Okay. So we really have to teach them all how to move. And then once they are able to move, then we can bring up the intensity in that. And the intensity goes up with every age group.
I love it. Yeah. And like from my perspective as a parent and someone who's observed just what CrossFit can do for people, these are going to be your best athletes in high school. The kids that are starting now that are going through this program and continue with it.
Yes.
Whether they want to be or they realize it right now or not, they're going to be the best athletes in the school district that they're at.
I wish I had this program because Logan was highly recruited, right? So I wish they had this for him because he started his training in 5th grade, I think. We started paying for speed and agility training for him. And so by the time he got to high school, he was on a different level. So it's those kids are going to get all this from the very, very beginning. By the time they get to high school, it's a game changer.
Yeah, it's going to be wild. I'm so excited for it. My kid's in there.
And like, not only that, yes, for athlete wise, yes. But before we even care about how fast and how strong they become, like in the teen class, when you're actually lifting weights and you're actually doing that for time and things, when they're little, it's more about caring how well your kids are moving and thinking and spatial awareness, which, me being the teacher, really translate into the school environment. I can walk into a classroom and tell you which kids are doing the bilateral movements and which kids are able to even walk down steps 1 foot at a time. There's a lot of kids that can't do that, and they have to do one step, one step, one step. All of those things and the core strength for writing, all of those things that you do at the gym and we do it as play really transfers over into the school environment.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the stuff that, like, when I'm running those toddler classes, I'm just doing it for like games and stuff, but you can translate it into how is this going to affect them in the classroom, those things. Cause I mean, this is your wheelhouse. This is not my expertise.
Well, like today I'm doing toddler time today, and we're doing colors, like, so theme, but we are starting sit-ups today, but little toddlers can't do sit-ups because it's too hard on their neck and it's too hard on their spine. But what they can do is snake rolls, and they just roll from the front to the back. And that's actually building up their muscles in their stomach. So when they get a little bit older, they're able to do those sit-ups without pulling their neck and their spine.
Yep. That's awesome. All right. Dates for the program. When's this whole thing starting?
June 8th, it starts. And that is the giant, that is our first day where we are in the gym and we start our 8-week program. The free dates, Brett, I don't have written down. They're on my calendar, but it's in my card. Do you have the free dates?
Yeah, I do. They are, I got to look them up.
But
3
I'll
days.
just go ahead.
Sunday, May 3rd, ages 3 to 5 from 10:30 to 10:55. Sunday, May 3rd, ages 6 to 8, 11 to 11:45. And then Sunday, May 17th, ages 9 to 11 is from 10:30 to 11:30. And then same date, Sunday, May 17th, ages 11 to 15 is from 11:30 to 12:30.
So why the free classes matter is that is your chance. It is huge confidence building, Jenny. That's your chance to have your kids come in, try it. There's no commitment, there's no risk, right? But the kids are going to be able to explore their space. They're going to be able to meet me. And like I said, I have this energy no matter what. This is just me. And they're going to walk out feeling successful after day one. That is the whole point. They're going to walk out feeling more confident. And then when you have the summer classes, if you think about it, it kind of keeps your kids off the screens. It gets them social and engaged. And it helps build that routine in the summer that they lose, that they had during the school year. And I think the main thing for the summer program too is kids are going to meet other kids and develop friendships that they might not have the chance to do. So your child is going to be gaining strength this summer, but they're also going to be gaining confidence and they're going to be building friendships. I know from like day one at CrossFit, I've had more people at our gym cheer me on than my own family or my friends that I think are like my best friends in the world. So you develop this relationship with those people that it's just kind of unheard of. Like it's very, very unique. And those people will cheer more for you than most likely the people around you that you see every day. And kids need that. They need to have that huge confidence build. And it's an awesome, awesome thing.
Doing hard things every day with somebody creates a bond that you can't really explain unless you're there.
It's absolutely true. And kids also need to learn that doing hard things is okay. It's actually can be life-changing for kids. I know it's life-changing for an adult. I wouldn't be like in the fall, I'm the regional coordinator for intervention services for the state of Ohio. Never in my life would I have done that if it wasn't for CrossFit. So thanks. and you guys, because you learn you can do hard things and it's okay to do hard things and it's okay to be uncomfortable. You get comfortable with being uncomfortable. It's not just a phrase. It's actually a real thing and it pushes you even more. And that's what kids are going to learn how to do.
Yep. Before we move on to the next little segment that I have here, I wanted to thank Kane Minnick publicly. He has created a flyer for those free trial dates and passed it out to the whole elementary school. So
thanks, Kane.
Thanks, Kane. We appreciate that support. And just doing it on your own. I never asked him to do any of that. So that's awesome.
Thank you.
All right. Safety and development. One of the first things that parents usually ask is this safe?
Yep.
How do CrossFit coaches address safety concerns around kids lifting weights or doing high intensity workouts?
So first things first is I'm not just, yes, I'm a teacher. Yes, I've been doing CrossFit for a while, right? And I've had the best coaches. So, but there's that. But also, I became certified in CrossFit Kids specifically. So the questions of, is it safe? Is it too intense? People see CrossFit and they think, it's this huge intense thing. It's not. You can be 80 and you can be doing CrossFit, right? Or people will ask me, I've gotten the question, do you think it'll make my child too overwhelmed? And here's the actual truth. We prioritize quality and safety first. Remember, the mechanics comes first, especially for kids. They have to have the mechanics. They have to be able to learn to lift well and with the proper form before we add any intensity on there or any weight. That is number one. You scale just like a typical CrossFit class. We scale everything to fit the child. If your child doesn't feel comfortable jumping up to a surface, then there's other things we can do. You can step up instead. We are scaling just like we do in the traditional classes. And I am like, one of my favorite things of being an intervention specialist is I am your kid's cheerleader. So it really, really comes over into the CrossFit youth program as well. We're going to create an environment where the kids are going to feel supported, not pressured. So they're going to feel supported to try those hard things. But if their mechanics aren't sound, then we're not going to do that yet. They're going to feel supported. So this whole program is all about building kids up safely and not burning them out and not making it to be like, oh, they can't even move the next day. That's not what it's
about. How does a CrossFit Kids workout differ from just sending them to a regular physical education class or youth sports practice?
Okay, so it is different because we play games. Like, that is the whole thing. You are going to come in and it feels like play, but everything is purposeful. So we use games, we use relays, we use challenges. You are going to have all of that in all the different levels. We always start out with some kind of movement to get them stretched out. We play some kind of, right, Tate? Right? Yeah, we do. We play a warm-up game. We work on a skill. And then at the end, you play that game at the end that builds up on that skill that we just worked on. So it is very, very different from a sports practice. Every activity is designed to build balance, coordination, agility, and teamwork. So if you pick your kids up and they're like, yeah, we played games today. No, what we actually did was we trained their brain and body at the same time. We were able to do all of those things. And it's not just about, like, sports practices, I feel like, are more like, how fast can you run? Did you hit this max weight load? And it's not like that. It is teaching kids how to move correctly, helping them build confidence through repetition, and then adding on the
No, but
it is.
How about, what does proper scaling look like in a class? Like, I know that in these sessions you'll have them broke out, but like for Unity counseling class, you have all different age groups in there. So how do you make sure a 7-year-old and a 14-year-old can both thrive in the same session?
So when we do that, like, we had Unity counseling on Friday, we had a girl that had a brace on her knee, right? So one of the things we were working on was squatting. So for her, I was like, okay, can you just squat down a little bit? How far can your knee bend? And then if she couldn't do that, we just had her, we didn't bring out a box, but that was my next thing. We were going to have her squat to a box and just kind of scale it that way for her. And then when we had anything, we had to do lunges. So she didn't do lunges. She was just like stepping to the side, and we were doing jumping jacks, and she wasn't jumping. She was stepping to the side and moving her arms up and down. Everything is completely scalable, and the programs are designed to meet your kid at where they're actually at. So if they're new to movement, if they can't move, like they're not interested in traditional sports and they're new to movement in general, there is always scaling things that we can do.
Love it. It's like our normal classes.
It's exactly like our normal classes. It's just littler bodies.
So beyond the physical stuff, what kind of mental and emotional development do you see in kids who would do this regularly?
So you are going to see kids that their confidence level is going to build. They are. Their confidence level is going to build. They are going to become more positive because they're in the gym doing hard things and they're realizing they can do it, which I really, really love. They are going to not be afraid to try new things, which is something kids, can be afraid to do. Tate, we jump off things, huh? Do we jump off things in toddler time? Yeah, we do. And some of the kids, when we started, were afraid to jump down. But when you see other kids doing it, they're like, yeah, I can totally do that. I can totally do that. So you see the confidence build. And that's one of the, if you have the confidence, that can take you to a whole nother level, to be quite honestly. And I think in CrossFit Kids, in the youth program, we're not celebrating those kids who are finishing first. We're celebrating those kids who tried something new, who kept going through it, even though it was super, super hard. And those kids who encourage somebody else. Like when I closed down Unity class, the first thing I ask is, did anybody try anything that was super hard for them today? And then I always ask, how did you feel when you did that? And everybody loves it. Like, I felt really good doing that. Great. And then the last question I always ask is, did you encourage somebody else today? When you saw somebody else doing hard things, did you encourage somebody else to keep going? And it makes them realize it's not just them in this area. You have a whole group of people. It goes from a kid not being focused on, I need to be the best and the fastest at this. And it takes that mindset out and almost gives them a growth mindset of, I can do hard things and I just need to keep on practicing.
Yeah, I love it. Sorry, I was pulling up my phone because I tried to copy these notes from a PDF into a document and it didn't quite catch all the words. So I was having trouble looking at what this next sentence was supposed to say.
I want to say though, too, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good.
This is seriously built for every kid. Every kid. If you are super active, perfect. We are going to get them running and get that energy out. If you are new to movement, just movement in general, you have a kid that really don't love sports or they're not that sports kid, bring them in because we're going to work on those social skills and building up their confidence if they have that issue. But we are going to build up what they have going on around them. If they're shy, please bring them in. This is a huge, huge environment that really, really feeds on positive interaction with each other. I wish I had this when I was a kid. If you know me now, you never would have guessed it. I was so shy I didn't talk. So I was that kid that wouldn't talk. I was painfully shy. And I really wish I would have had something like this because once a kid sparks like that little bit of confidence in them, it kind of opens up the doors for so many other things.
Yeah, I would agree. All right. CrossFit has a reputation for strong community. Does that culture carry over into the kids programs? And then what does that look like in practice? I think you kind of covered that already, but
it totally does. It totally does. I love our community. We build each other up nonstop. Even like I said, our community that you guys have developed are some of my closest people now because we just yep, that was hard. See you guys tomorrow. It's just the way it is. So in the kids, yay, Tate. In the kids, you're going to be doing games and stuff, and you are going to be promoting that community, just of giving them positive reinforcement and reminding them it's just not them. There's other people in there. They have a team.
How do you keep kids motivated to come back, especially when the workout is actually hard?
First of all, I'm a motivating person. This right, Tate? You love toddler time. So sorry. So that would be how. I build those connections with those kids. Sorry, Brett. I build those connections with those kids. I'm a teacher. I love being around kids. I'm going to make it, yes, we are going to do hard things, but they're going to want to come back because it's fun and it's all game-based. And they're not really going to realize they're doing That one of our things because it's based on use.
We already touched on this one, but do kids who do CrossFit tend to perform better in other sports?
Not only in other sports, but kids that do CrossFit and work on the two sides of the brain, crossing over, and work on their core strength and all of those things, that helps with school. That helps with school as well. It helps with education. That helps with education. So yes, it helps with sports. Totally does. I see. Sorry. Totally helps with sports, but it helps with education wise as well. That I don't think parents understand how much being able to have your kid being active really translates into learning and how it makes those brain connectors work.
Yeah. No, I would agree. And like even with my kid, like you can see him improving week over week, just doing stuff. Like he's one of the worst jumpers in the class, and just watching the other kids do it, like he's getting. Yeah, he is. We've been working on it though, even at home, and it's fun watching him from like even like 3 weeks ago. I can see improvements just working on stuff like that. So it's cool.
Yeah, and I've noticed, well, his confidence is building up because I remember when I was setting up boxes and he was afraid to jump down. Like he was really scared. And now when I was setting up class, not last week, like 2 weeks ago, I think, he was like jumping off of stuff. I'm like, dude, I don't even have the pad down yet. Hold on. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
So it was one of those things. He's just building up confidence and doing it.
All right. From a parent and the coach perspective, what do you wish every parent knew before enrolling their kid in a CrossFit Kids class?
What do I wish? I want them to know that their child, first of all, will be safe. I want them to know their child will be seen. I want them to know that their child is going to develop a lifelong love for fitness, because if they don't love it when they're little, they're not going to like it when they're older. It's very hard to be an adult and come in and start exercising. That's a hard thing. But if you're a kid and you grew up with it and it was positive for you, you are going to view exercise as a positive thing and not a negative thing that you're doing for your body. And I want the kids to have a supportive, low pressure environment where they can build their confidence at their own pace. Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other thing that I would say is like all of the kids right now that are in our toddler time class, their parents are in the gym. So they see their parents doing the hard stuff every day. So when they come in, they just kind of know, oh, it's my turn to do the hard stuff.
They do. They see their parents doing it. And that's actually huge. But you don't have to be a member of our gym just to bring your kids there. Because quite honestly, your kids might guide you. I wouldn't be a teacher if I didn't have Aiden. He guided me into this field, and I've helped a lot of kids after that. So maybe you seeing your kid going out there and doing really hard things and coming out being very excited about that might actually transfer over to you as well.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, for me as a parent, I want to be there. I want to be able to hold my kid as long as I can. Like they're going to stop asking to pick them up at some point, right? So I want to be able to pick them up.
That. I forgot to do that because I mean, I just turned 50. So I was literally going to do the thing of, can I still pick you up? I bet you I can. And see if I could do it. And you're right. Like I'm at the age now where my kids are grown, but I want to be there because I want to be with the grandkids and I want to be running around Disney with them and being like, all right, we're going from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Let's go. And then we're going back the next day. That's what I want.
Being able to get on the floor and play with the kids.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And your kids need to be able to get on the floor and roll around, and they need to be able to go upside down, and they need to be able to do all those things because it actually, you don't think it does, but it helps them educationally, and they just don't get that time in school anymore. They have recess, but it's very, very controlled. And it's not like recess when I was a kid where you're just running around and it's, let Lord of the Flies. We'll see you at lunch. It's not like that. It's very controlled and everything is very safe. Still safe in the CrossFit gym, but kids need to get upside down. They need to learn where their bodies fit in space.
Agree. What qualities make a great CrossFit kids coach? And then is it different from coaching adults? And I will say that understanding like how kids learn.
Yes.
And being able to apply that to different scenarios within the class. Understanding the development stage that they're at and being able to apply things that will help them not only meet but exceed expectations for standardized testing and all that bull crap that I hate. That's what moves the needle. And I think we have the perfect person to do that, who also brings a ton of energy to the class and keeps it fun and engaging for the kids. Like the first time that you came in to do the toddler time class and you came with animals, cutouts taped to sticks and stuff, I'm like, you asked me if I wanted to see your lesson plan, and I'm like, no, I don't.
I was like, oh, okay.
Well, I mean, it was more for, you were asking me, like, do you want to look at it to give me any feedback? And I'm like, no, because you're already better at this than I am, and you haven't even started class yet.
It's different. Yes, we're focusing on teaching mechanics. Yes, we're focusing on even the toddlers, like lasers up and using like for the front squat. But we do it in a more playful way. Although I did find myself saying to an adult the other day, use your gorilla arms for your deadlift, make your arms long. And I was like, well, that's how, that works for me. So, there's still those kind of things, but it is different because we're more focused on developing them where they're at, both physically and emotionally, and where they are at in their learning stage. It kind of combines all three. Every CrossFit class that I teach, I literally sit down and I think about, okay, we need to cover these kind of movements. Like snake is going to be new today that we're going to do with toddlers, because we're going to move on to something else that gets them more closer to a sit-up. So these are the kind of movements we're covering. This is the learning stages that it reflects. There's a lot of thinking that goes behind every single CrossFit youth class. Every single thing that I do with those kids has a purpose. It's not, I don't get to just come in and be like, okay, on the board, we're going to do A, B, and C. I literally have to plan everything out. And for kids, I have to have visuals for them. Mainly because when I was a kid, I was a visual learner. You can tell me something and I'll be at the whiteboard in class and I'm the worst one. I'll be like, what are we doing? What are we doing again? Because I need the visual. So I have to make the visuals for the class and everything like that. So the kids know what they need to do. So they walk out feeling successful and confident.
Yeah. And even like going back to your point about the cues, even the cues for the young kids still work for the adults. The adults might think that they're dumb, but it still works just as effective.
It still works. And everyone knows gorilla arms are really long. Like you keep them really long. Like that's that mental, like all those cues still work. They're just different cues. But I find myself saying them to myself, like, oh, my lasers were not up in that front squat. Like, and that's just how it is. So the cues are different, same movements, less intensity, more about actual mechanics, which I feel like I had the best coaches in the world teach me my mechanics. And it's more intensity is the last piece of the puzzle.
Yep. Just like our adult classes. That's the last thing that we do.
Yep.
All right. How involved should parents be? Should they stay and watch, or should they drop their kid off and go? Does that depend on the age group?
It depends on the age group. 3 to 5, I need you to stay. Just because if we have a big group of 3 to 5-year-olds and a toddler decides to go this way and we're over here, I need someone to go get them. So it's that kind of thing. And just kind of help them. We do a lot of obstacle courses and just kind of help them work through the obstacle course, because I could be working with another child working on landing like a cat and landing soft and really working on that. And like, instead of just letting the kids run free, they kind of need a little bit more hands-on. 6 to 8, 9 to 11, and then 12 to 15, you can leave your kids and go. If you have an issue with anything or you want to talk to me about anything, we could certainly set up a time to do that. But you can leave your kids and go. They'll be okay. I know how to get a hold of you. And quite honestly, kids might try things that they might not try if you are sitting there watching them. Yep. And trust me, I will be their number one cheerleader, and I will have everybody around them cheering them on. They will be safe. They will be fine. But I want them to be able to walk in and have that feeling like they own it. Like they have got this, they own it, because that plays off outside the gym as well.
Yeah, I agree. I think just coaching the toddler class, if there wasn't parents there, or even like when I don't have somebody there with my kid, it's a nightmare because he wanders off. And then I'm like, all right, well, I'm just going to keep coaching the rest of the class. Hopefully he's not destroying stuff in the back. So it definitely is needed. And then I would agree with what you said on the other age ranges. Like they're not going to, I think the parents would be a distraction almost.
I kind of equate it to, like, because I was thinking about that. I'm like, I want you to see how amazing your kids are doing, because they are going to grow, and they're going to grow pretty quickly. And I want you guys to see that. But then at the same time, I'm thinking about when Logan was getting recruited and we're going to all these camps and we have like all these major coaches like coaching these kids. And then there were dads on the sidelines pulling them over and telling them, hey, you need to do this and this and this. And they're not the football coach. Like, I get it, but they're not the football coach. They're not the ones that are going through all the training. And it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So I want your kids to feel confident. I want them to feel like they own it. And I really, truly think that they will do more if you are not there watching.
Yeah. And even like conflicting messaging from the parent and coach. It's like, are you paying me to coach them, or?
Well, and as a safety issue as well, because safety is number one, right? I might be teaching them how to do a deadlift for their age. I would do a deadlift completely different than I'm going to teach a 3 to 5-year-old to do a deadlift, but you wouldn't know that because you didn't go through the training. So as a safety issue too, they need to hear one way. They need to hear one way how to do it, and it's the right way, and then we can build from there.
Yep, 100%. Are there kids that wouldn't be a good fit for this?
It's really for everybody. Like, truly, it's really, really for everybody. I don't think there isn't a kid that it would be a good fit for. It works on confidence. It works on skills. It gets out energy. You're building friendships. You're building socialization. And you don't have to be, your kid doesn't have to be an athlete to come in and walk through the door, much like CrossFit. I wasn't an athlete when I came and walked through the door. I sent you an email asking you if you had an AED on site because I thought I was going to have a heart attack. I could only walk to that UPS box. And that's what I started doing. So it really fits every single, just like CrossFit, it fits every single kid as well.
What's one thing you hope parents take away from this conversation today?
I want them to take away that if they have their kids spend the summer with us, okay? They're doing the program. They have spend their 8 weeks with us, or however many visits they can come out of that time. That I don't think they realize it can literally spark something so much bigger in your child that you don't even know is there. And I feel like if they spent a summer with us, it could change everything. And your child could be walking into school such a different person. And I think that is huge. It's all about building kids up, not burning them out. And I really, really think that just doing these programs could spark something in your kid that they didn't know that they had. And they're going to have attention on that. And I think that's huge.
One other thing I forgot to ask, and you kind of just reminded me, do the kids have to come all 8 weeks? What if they're like on vacation for 2 of those weeks or something like that?
That's okay. I think Lex was working on something for that, right? They don't have to be there for all 8 weeks. It builds, but just like our classes build, we take rest days, we go on vacation, and we come back. It can be the same thing. They're not going to be missing like, oh, it's July, we're going away. It's summer break, we're going on vacation. If they're missing 2 or 3 classes, it's okay. They're not going to be down for the count and be like, we're out of it. That's not the way the youth program works.
Any questions from the chat? I know there's a couple of you watching still. If you have any questions, if you want to say anything negative towards me or Mikaele, go ahead and drop that in the chat. If you want to call Sal a name, do that also.
I would love to call Sal a name, but this is for youth programs, so I have to keep it clean.
I know. Is there anything that I didn't ask you or we need to cover?
I think we did it all. Let me look back at my notes. No, I think we did it all. It's built for every kid. Try the free class. I guarantee you your kids will like it. I really, really do. They're going to like it. I'm there. They'll get to see the gym. They'll get to see me. They'll get to see the flow. And so will you guys as well as parents. You'll get to see how it works.
Yeah, so just a reminder, Sunday, May 3rd, preschool ages 3 to 5 from 10:30 to 10:55. And then from 11 a.m. to 11:45 that same day, the kids class from 6 to 8, ages 6 to 8. And then Sunday, May 17th, we'll have our CrossFit teens, so preteens, ages 9 to 11 from 10:30 to 11:30. And then the teens class, ages 12 to 15, will be from 11:30 to 12:30 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
You will have to register beforehand, so go to CrossFitPortClinton.com. I think you have to click on our CrossFit Kids or Youth Program page.
Yeah.
All the information needs on there. Send us a DM, email us, brett@CrossFitPortClinton.com. Whatever. We're going to have lots of flyers around the community that you can scan a QR code on. So get your kids signed up for those free classes. It's free. You don't have anything to lose. And then you're getting your kids out there and moving. So
I think that the same thing that we tell adults is you don't have to be athletic to start. You just have to walk through the door. And it's the same exact thing for kids.
Yeah, that's the hardest part, is just getting in the door.
Mm-hmm.
So,
awesome.
All right. Well, thanks, Mikaele. We will.
Sure.
I'll see you here in a little bit, but thanks for everybody that tuned in. We will see you around the gym.
Bye.